Welcome to another dojo topic. I'm so happy you're here. The dojo is here for anyone, whether you want to confirm your vibrational frequency or raise your vibrational frequency. Either way, I'm really glad you're here. You're welcome to join us live. And if you can't join us live, then I'm so happy you attracted the replay of this topic. Today's topic is about authority. But last week, our topic was on permission slips. And we really had a lively conversation around this topic. So if you were not able to join us live or you haven't yet seen the video, I invite you to watch that video. I will put a link to that video at the end of this video so you can check it out. And as I stated, today's topic is I am the authority. Choosing who you are no longer available to be. How does that sound? I mean, do you ever just think, you know what? I I have a mind. I have a say. I have a choice. Like, how come I'm always giving my power away? If this is you, stay with us. Stay with this video because I'm sure you're going to get a lot out of it. So in this dojo session, we'll explore what happens when you stop carrying versions of yourself that no longer serve your vibrational frequency. Not through effort or healing, but through choice. This is an invitation to withdraw energy from old roles, patterns, and self-concepts and live from a place where authority replaces striving. Instead of, oh, I'm going to try to do this, it's about, no, I am the authority. So if I say it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Can you see the different vibrational frequency there? It's completely different. You don't need more time. You don't need another breakthrough. You simply choose whether or not someone else gets to run your life or you get to run your life. This topic is moving us out of inner work language and into embodied authority. It's being presented to anchor authority energy like singularity, leadership, clean starts, to shift from releasing to declining invitations, and name specific old patterns like money shortage, impostor syndrome, unworthiness, without giving them airtime, like not rehashing and rehashing. I know, years and years ago when I was in therapy, it was like, you're always talking about the same thing, right? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Well, okay, if you're constantly talking about it and bringing up those feelings and emotions, you're taking that past experience and you're bringing it into your now and you're reliving it over and over and over. And instead, let's just be done with it. Let's be the authority. Let's just say, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm declining that. That's what this topic is about today. And we're positioning authority as selective access, not effort or healing. So let's identify what today's topic is and isn't about. As I stated, it's not repetitive, it's not therapeutic, it's not about fixing because there's nothing wrong, there's nothing broke. We don't need to be fixed. It's decisive, forward facing. This is identity led. Like, yeah, I am the authority, man. You're not becoming authority, you are authority. This topic is about living from it. Declining invitations means when old patterns still knock, you are no longer required to answer. Think of it as saying, I thought you left already. You know, when you notice something coming up that you no longer want to be a part of, you just like, I thought you left already. And the reason that I have this droid here is because I often use this line of thinking when I'm declining invitations from the Star Wars when the Jedi said, these are not the droids you're looking for. They just were calm, serene, right? They were just like, these are not the droids you're looking for. They didn't scream and yell at someone or try to force them. They just stayed neutral. And that's what you have the opportunity to do as the authority in your life. And in the choices that you make, you're the authority. So when something is showing up that you don't prefer, you simply get to say, I thought I declined you. I thought I said goodbye to you. It's that simple. Old invitations can show up as money shortage thinking, imposter syndrome, trying to prove your worth. Where are you keeping secrets or staying silent to keep the peace instead of being the authority of what you embody? These are not problems. They're expired agreements, agreements that your child self made when it was a time that those agreements seem to keep you safe. But they're expired now. They're no longer needed. Authority is selective. Not everybody gets to have access to you. You get to say, you know what? I'm done with this drama. I'm done with this relationship that's unfulfilling. I'm done with these experiences. And they don't get to have access to me anymore because you are the authority. Money shortage beliefs that once protected you now limit you. It's time to decline the invitation. Imposter syndrome is a habit of self-doubt, not a truth. Authority doesn't negotiate with it. We're done with it. We are the authority, right? I'm done with you. I decline you. Goodbye. Unworthiness stories and old survival language is no longer your identity. You don't fix these patterns. You withdraw the energy and stop funding them. No spiraling, no self-analysis, no explaining yourself. Several dojo sessions ago, I explained this like an algorithm. If you ever order from someplace like Amazon, let's say you order a frying pan and then you see all these ads, right? We're like, oh, maybe you want the spatula or these dishes or things that will go with the frying pan. And you don't get mad and send them, angry letters or emails saying, stop sending me these ads. Stop telling me that, suggesting these things to me. You just decline them. You're just like, no, I don't want that. No, I'm not interested in that. And you just go to the next page. It's the same thing. The universe has learned to create an algorithm for you about the things that you accept over and over and over again. So stop accepting them. Just neutrally decline them. You're done. It's over. No spiraling, no self-analysis, no explaining yourself. You're just done. The nervous system learns. And when you stop responding, those patterns lose power. Just like if you don't order what Amazon suggests you order, they're going to stop sending you ads for those products. You're just like, nah, no, thank you. Authority means pause. Notice the invitation. Decline the invitation. You're in charge. No, thank you. Oh, there you are. I noticed that. No, thank you. I'm done. Authority sounds like that's old news. I don't relate to that anymore. And I really like this picture to describe that. Think of this. She could have said, oh my gosh, it's raining outside. I'm not going to go outside. I'm going to sit inside and I'm going to watch movies or bake cookies or whatever. Instead, she's like, no, you know what? I'm going to put on my raincoat. I'm going to put on my boots. I'm going to grab my umbrella and I'm going to go outside and I'm going to enjoy. Because she's not letting external experiences to dampen her spirits, to push down her energy. She's enjoying despite, because she's the authority. She's in charge. She gets to make the choice. Your identity reset means you don't carry old names into new rooms. Old names is like old stories, old experiences. Well, remember when you did X, Y, and Z? No, we're done with that. We're the authority because those old stories drag us back into a place we don't want to be. So we get to say, oh, yeah, no, I'm done with that. Now is the time to live from one self, one standard, one source. So the question this week is, how and where are you still answering old calls? Like, are you still getting that call like, hey, remember when my brother did this to me? Like, I have never forgiven him for that. And are you still getting that call? Or, hey, remember when your mother totally ruined your life and are you still getting that call? Or remember when you got fired from this job and you're still upset about are you still answering that call? Remember, you have the opportunity, you have the authority. It's just like an unwanted text message, right? You just look at your phone and you're like, delete. Nope, decline. I don't want that. It's that easy. Are you really ready to choose differently? Are you really ready to decline unwanted invitations such as money, worth, visibility? If you're ready, it's time to stop addressing these as a clearing or a healing and call it what it is: sovereignty. It's withdrawing consent from old agreements. It's time to say, I'm here as authority, not effort. So here are some familiar pattern invitations, right? People tend to have invitations into money shortage thinking, imposter syndrome, the fear of being seen. So the first step to this is to notice the invitation. Let one familiar pattern arise. Don't analyze it. Simply notice it as an invitation. The second step is to name it cleanly without personalizing it. Remember? So we don't want to use the words I, me, or mine. Instead of saying, I don't have enough money or I'm not feeling well. When you're putting that personalization in it, now you're moving from non-duality to duality. So state it cleanly. Simply state, there is awareness for an old invitation. No story, no emotion, no effort. The third step is to decline the invitation with certainty, not force, by saying, I decline this invitation. Just like if somebody says, would you like some more cookies? And you're just like, oh, no, thank you. You don't have to explain. Last week we talked about no being a complete sentence, right? So many times when we say the word no, we feel like we have to justify our no, or we feel like we have to even tell a little white lie. No, I don't want to help you move. Gosh, I'm gotta go out of town. No, you don't really have to go out of town. Just say, no, thank you. How are you able to stand in authority and just say, no, no, thank you? Remember, and we're using the word I here when I say no, thank you, by I decline this invitation, because now we're speaking from authority. We're speaking from non-duality. We're speaking from the awareness that we are. The fourth step is to withdraw the energy. So just imagine unplugging it. Like when you feel the invitation into something that unwanted, think of it like, oh, wait, I'm just going to unplug this. Yeah, I'm just going to let it go. You're no longer accepted. You no longer have access to me. Unclick, unplug. Goodbye, Charlie. You're done. Now here we're using the word me when I say you no longer have access to me, because again, we're speaking from authority. We're speaking from that space of I am awareness. I am the sovereign being. I choose. That is a very powerful place to be. Step 5 is to reclaim authority by stating, I decide what runs my life now. And then feel the quiet. Just feel the peace. Because when you're getting something that you really desire, isn't that how you feel? Happy, joyful, peaceful, like there's no fighting, there's no efforting, no struggling. You're just at peace. That is such a powerful place to be. And then the sixth step is to make a declaration. We talked about this in a previous dojo session, and I called it Say Yes List. So if you're thinking about a declaration, and maybe a negative invitation is coming up, an unwanted invitation about money, and you just say, I'm declining this invitation. Yes, money responds to my authority. I've tried and tried and tried, and you try it on your own. Think about it. You can really not say the word yes without smiling, without the lips going this way, right? And so that changes the energy, that shifts your energy. So you don't you don't have to try to convince. It's not about saying yes and trying to convince the universe. Just feel it. Yes, my presence is enough. That's how I know I'm worthy. I decline invitations to unworthiness. Yes, my presence is enough. Yes, I'm visible without having to prove it. I matter. I mean something to the universe. Oh my gosh, to the universe. How powerful is that? If the pattern returns, do nothing. There's no need to repeat or create a ritual. Simply remember, oh, I already declined you. I think I'll just lay here, put my feet up on the wall, think about stuff that I love to do. Authority is not maintained through vigilance or effort. It's maintained effortlessly. You're just going along, enjoying your day. Now let's apply these steps about authority where it gets tested quite often. Money. Not through mindset work, but through the steps of authority. You ready for this? Notice the invitation. That's step one. Notice the invitation. Let one familiar, unwanted pattern of money and money thinking arise. Don't analyze it, simply notice it as an invitation knocking. Step two, name it. Name it cleanly by stating, this is an old money invitation. No story, no emotion, no emotional work, no rehashing. None of that is necessary. And then step three, decline with certainty, but not force. Remember, these are not the droids you're looking for. That's certainty. You're just certain. I decline this money invitation. Then pause. Remember, feel that peace, that quiet. You're unplugging it. Withdraw the energy and simply state, you no longer have access to me. Goodbye, Joe. See ya. Be the authority. Say, I decide what runs in my life now. And feel the quiet. Feel the peace. Feel the just that power surging through you like, yeah, this is a good place to be, man. And then step six, choose a declaration such as money responds to my authority. Now you'll notice we're using the word my because we're talking from non-duality. We're talking from authority. We're talking from effortless being. Say it only once. You are the authority. You don't have to keep repeating it. If the pattern returns later, do nothing. There's no need to repeat a ritual and keep rehashing it. Just simply state, I already declined you. Authority is not maintained through effort. It's maintained through conviction. It's done. I don't have to think about it. Just like, I don't know if you bake cookies. You bake them, they're done, right? You don't have to keep baking more cookies. It's just, oh, they're done. Now I get to eat them. Now I get to enjoy them. It's done. Be the authority before you set a price, open a container, or receive money. You are not asking money to come. You are setting the terms. Do this before naming or raising a price, before a launch or an invitation, when money feels charged or heavy. Be the authority. Be in that energetic vibration of frequency. You are in charge. And when old invitations arise, such as Will they pay what I'm asking? Am I charging too much? Who am I to charge this much? Will the money arrive on time? Don't argue with it. Remember, you do not convince, you do not discount your authority, you do not manage others' readiness. Money follows leadership. Authority leads first. And a really good example of this is, have you ever registered for something? Like I've registered for different things, and the person in charge, I get the link, great. And then they send me an email and a text message and another text message and then a reminder email. And it's like they're trying to convince me that I need to be there. Well, I already made the choice to be there when I signed up. And I already put it on my calendar. I don't need to be reminder. And think about that energy that's going back and forth between that. The person is trying to convince, trying to lead people in a specific direction. When you are speaking from authority, you are going to attract. It can't go any other way. That's the law of attraction. So give yourself that peace. Feel the quiet. Feel the serenity of how wonderful that authority feels. When old invitations arise, whether they're about money or self-worth, the process is the same. And old invitations really show up as unworthiness, shame or guilt, imposter syndrome, fear of being seen, old survival identities. Don't argue with them. Remember, this is not a practice. This is authority and leadership. Desired invitations follow leadership. Authority leads first. Now, if you'd like a couple questions, maybe just to reflect, I'm not going to read these. You can pause the video and go over them and see how they land on you. This might be very helpful as well. So there is a lot here to go through. How are you feeling about all of this? One of the women in the dojo said, wow, I've really seen an opportunity when I am quoting pricing to clients, how I can stay in authority and still feel in my power. And instead of giving my power away and letting them set the tone. So this has been a really eye-opening topic for so many of us who met today in the dojo, and I hope that you got a lot out of it too. If there's anything here that you'd like support with, please visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.